Where the hell are we? Walking into the Continental mine, the North Tunnel. That's what the sign said. Should be about a quarter to a half mile up here. I somehow missed the main part of the mine down there, so when I go out, I'll see if I can find it. Looks like we're coming up on what was labeled as the North Tunnel, the Continental mine. Not much left here. So here we are at the northernmost adit or tunnel, as they labeled it, for the Continental mine. And this mine didn't have a whole lot of work done to it. The reports say there was 4 short adits. The biggest one was about 900 feet with crosscuts. And I kind of think it was this one here. And the ground up here has a lot of pyrite in it. If you can see that, that's just covered in pyrite. I picked up one rock. Looks like it's got quite a bit of galena in it. And according to the records, this mine had about a 20-to-1 or a little over ratio of silver to gold. So we'll poke around here just a little bit more. But I kind of think it's really hard to tell. I was going to say this may have been collapsed in on purpose, but this mine's from 1915, so who knows. Here's the waste rock pile. I somehow, on my way up here, drove right past where the buildings used to be for this mine. Supposedly there was a shaft there. I see maybe an ore bin there. Looks like somebody gathered up a bunch of rocks. Some of them look like they may have a little galena in it. Mainly pyrite, just covered in pyrites. Yeah, this is an old mine. You can tell from that. I'm guessing that was an ore bin or some kind of structure. Usually ore bins, the logs are right on top of each other so they don't leak ore. So I'm not really sure what that was. Take a peek down inside of it. There is quite a waste rock pile here. So I imagine this is the one that goes in and has 900 feet or so of crosscuts to it. See it over there too. I was hoping maybe there was a little cabin or something down in here. Sure don't see anything. Well, let's go down below and see if we can find where the buildings were. On the old topo map I have, it still showed buildings down there. Obviously, somebody's been in here with a hoe or excavator at some point, digging through these waste rock piles, probably taking some samples. This is another one of these areas that one of these days this is going to burn out. This timber in here is so thick. A piece of track. No, I was wrong. Over here is where the adit was. Must have been a building, compressor building or something over where I was looking before. Nice cool spot. I think somebody had been in here after the old timers, because this stuff looks like it's been cut off and drug out. You can see the old square sets. Just gonna go up here and see if this is open in here at all. A lot of times these are still open up here right at the top. And it is. Looks fairly dry. Boy, those timbers are just completely rotten. Well, if you look at this, and the way these are slabbed, these big slabs here, there's no way I'm going in there today. And this hillside, I don't know how that shows on camera, that's incredibly steep. It's almost straight up. Boy, tempting, but without somebody with me and a little bit of shoring, I don't think I would go down there, because you'd have to step right on top of that old square set, and I'm sure the way it sounded when I hit it with that rock, I think it'll just collapse. I don't throw so good left-handed. Yeah, not worth it. You can see the way that's trying to slab away there, and I was hoping to see the vein maybe, but I think they cross-cut back to the vein. Nice big open, looks like that probably had 8-foot ceilings in it though. Well, let's go down and see if we can find where the lower site was. We're back down here at where the main part of the Continental mine was supposed to be. Found one pit here. There's lots of little cuts up on the hillside. There's a pit here with a bunch of cans in it. Another one just completely chock full of old cans. And supposedly, there was some buildings in here somewhere. It's so dang thick in here. You could miss the remnants of a building pretty easy. Well, I was starting to think the topo map was off or something, but sure enough, I see remnants of a building down here. I'm betting that was a root cellar. I don't know what year that topo map was made, but it showed these buildings were still here whenever that thing was done. See over a log cabin over here. What's left of an old cook stove. Looked to be a pretty decent sized building at the time, at one time. It looks like there was a log cabin over here. The roof has collapsed. That's where the door would have been. Looks like it had 3 windows and a normal sized door. A lot of these cabins had really short doors on them. Well, I'll look around here some more and see if there's anything else interesting. There's another building. Bunkhouse, maybe? Cook shack? Who knows? Trench dug down below here. This one was not built like a lot of old buildings. This actually had floor joists in it and post and beam. Guessing that was the outhouse over there. Couple different bed frames. First fire that comes through here, all this will be gone. Almost looks like they had running water. Another bed. Supposedly, somewhere out here is where the shaft was. Pieces of porcelain plates laying around. Another dump. Don't see anything with markings. There's the outhouse. Huh. Interesting. Tall one and a short one. Must have had some kids up here. I'm not seeing any big tailing piles, or waste rock piles, I should say. Lots more cans. Man, I cannot believe the number of cans up here. This pile just keeps going and going. Oh. So there is a shaft. Not sure where the waste rock pile would be. Ooh. This is just topsoil around this thing. Try and stick the phone over. Get a shot down there. I don't know if this tied into something below. I didn't see any adits down below, but maybe there is. I'd say it goes down 40 feet or so. That's why I missed it the first time. There's no waste rock pile. Yeah, and the trees are so stinking thick in here. More garbage. Amazing. I don't think I've ever seen this many cans at a mine, so spread out all over the place. So up the hill is where that shaft was that we were just at. And sure enough, here's an adit that goes back in there. Well, that's going to be about it for this mine. I don't know what happened to the rest of the footage, and I don't think there was a lot more footage. That little adit, it just went back in there a little ways, maybe before it looked like there was a pretty good collapse, about 40, 50 feet. I crawled back in there a little ways. It's not a super, there's not a lot of ground above you as far as rock. If you looked at that, there's just not a lot of rock there. Yeah, it's mainly topsoil. So I didn't feel like messing around with that thing too much, but it's been there this long and hasn't totally collapsed in. So That's saying something, but I'm up there by myself. Nobody knew where I was at because I just found a little goat trail and I wound up just going up there and stumbling across this mine. The only reason I knew what the name of the mine was I had the topo maps on the phone and figured out what the name was. And usually when I go into an area, I keep a lot of notes on my phone for the mines in that area, notes that I've taken. And so once I figured out what mine I was at, I was able to read through my notes and figure out some of the details about the mine. But as you can tell, I'm in a hotel room and I've been sorting out some footage today. My wife's in a meeting all day. We're in wonderful Jansen Beach, which is right outside of Portland. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but here's a view of what I'm looking at. Not the best view in the world, but what am I going to do? It's the spot where her meetings are. So the one thing I do enjoy about coming down here, there's a lot I don't like about coming to Portland. This is a weird city. Boy, it just really, you go into most of the stores here and they at least got guards. And a lot of the stores, like we went into Home Depot, Best Buy, and a couple others, they had armed guards. So at every store. And if they don't have armed guards, they've got these little portable monitoring camera systems that they set up. Don't get me started on Portland. Anyway, one of the best things about coming down here with her for these meetings is there's several good guitar stores down here. In our neck of the woods, we got to travel a couple hours to get to a guitar store that has, the higher end type guitars. There's one close to us that carries some lower end, maybe up to mid-range guitars, but I'm just at that point. I prefer good guitars. So down here, I was able to look at these beauties, and I'll make another video about this. I've been trying to find a smaller framed guitar. I've got that Taylor 8027E, which I love that guitar, but it makes my shoulder hurt sometimes. So I've been looking for something just a little bit smaller, and that doesn't make my shoulder hurt when I play. If I sit and play that 8027, eventually within about an hour, my shoulder's going to be hurting. And if I go sit and play for like three hours at a jam session, guaranteed the next couple of days my shoulder's going to ache like crazy. So I've just been looking for something a little bit smaller framed, and I think I may have found a couple options. We'll dive into that in another video though. Anyway, that's about it for this video. I wish I had the rest of the footage. I'm positive I've shot more, but I mean, this was almost 3 years ago, and I just stumbled across this footage on the laptop today. I was sorting through some files, getting stuff put on a storage drive, and I just stumbled across this. I'm like, hey, what the heck is this? And I'd forgot I even went into that mine. So that was a nice little surprise today. I was in here editing some video too, and perfect time to get another edit done, clean up my drive, and stumble across some footage I didn't even know I had. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on another video. And I'm hoping to start turning out some videos back on a regular basis. And later I could go into the reasons why, but I just needed a little bit of a break there. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on another video. Well, that was a terrible ending. So we'll see you guys on the next video.